So I literally fell into crowdfunding over the summer when I had a young client, ambitious client. He was a dreamer. He's the guy that comes up with a lot of really good ideas, but is just really bad on the execution side. And he knew that I had a bit of experience in the digital marketing. So really, when you marry those two together, he thought, oh, you know what? Have you ever heard of this Kickstarter thing? Do you want to like partner up and see if we can do this? And so we ended up actually not going to Kickstarter, but going to Indiegogo and launching. And so before I get into this, it's probably good to know what is crowdfunding and the different types. Crowdfunding, there are two kinds. There is rewards-based crowdfunding and there's equity crowdfunding. So equity crowdfunding is where regular people like us can invest in a company and get shares of that company. So I have no experience with equity and I will not be talking about that, but the kind of crowdfunding that I'll be discussing is the Kickstarter and Indiegogo type platforms where it's rewards-based. Rewards-based is on the premise where you have a product and you want to launch it to the general market and have people like us pre-order that product. So that's the whole premise, are pre-orders, and so you'll have a product, and then us as a consumer, I guess the benefit to us is that we'll get it for a reduced rate of what it's going to sell for on the market when it's actually readily available. And then the only thing for us consumers is we need to wait about 6 months or so before we can actually get that product shipped to our door. So crowdfunding is a really, really great way for project creators or entrepreneurs or someone with a really good idea to validate their idea and see if it's actually something people want to pay for before they sink thousands of their own dollars into it. But it's also a great way to get customer feedback, shape your brand, and also launch and have thousands of customers straight out of the gate. The old model, and I love crowdfunding, but the old model for investment is that you generally have a prototype, you raise a ton of money from angel investors, friends and family, and you sink so much money into it before you even have a customer. And you don't even know if this is something that's going to sell. But the beauty of crowdfunding is that you can do it at a lower risk as an entrepreneur because you are essentially testing the market to see if someone is actually going to buy this. So I love it because if you have the right idea and you position it properly and it's something that people love, you can create a business seemingly overnight with this. So crowdfunding, in terms of how it's right for you, there are typically two kinds of projects that I see go on to Kickstarter and Indiegogo. One is a product-based. So product-based is where you could be a tech gadget, headphones, it could be shoes or something physical. And that's what I specialize in, are physical product launches. I love the physical side because you have a global reach. So generally the campaigns that will do $1 million plus are the ones that you can ship globally because you just have that more of that market and there's really no ceiling for how much you can raise. The other side I've noticed there are a lot of filmmakers in the audience. That's more of a project-based approach where you might be looking to raise a little bit less money, but your product generally is only relevant to people in Vancouver or in your personal network or whatever. It may be, say, raising money for refurbishing a local church or something like that. So crowdfunding is project-based, where if it's a product or if it is a I don't know, something like what is the word? Whatever, a project-based, you have a certain goal to raise X amount of dollars to get something done. So I'm going to be just referring to products a lot because that's where my experience is, but I need to raise 50 grand to manufacture the first version of this product, essentially. Or I have a theater production, I need to raise 10 grand so that we can produce this, or whatever. So crowdfunding is not just an open ceiling where you say, hey, give me any certain amount of money. It is project based on, I need to raise X to do this as well.